Now watch it, let's see if you can get it to get there. There. That was a coding lesson. Way to go, Nico. What has happened here? Awesome. All of you, sometime this school year, if you haven't already had it, are going to be learning how to code. And you know what code is used for? What? No, code is used for, how many like to play video games? Yeah, coding is used to write video games. It's very creative. So what we do with coding is that you have to learn how to do it so you can write your own video games. We're still waiting for third grade to come in. That's okay. That's all right. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. Next week, 125 of you are going to be participating in an hour of code. And because you're going to do that, we won something. But did you know that when we have you code, like we've been having you code, that you get exposure to computer sciences? It leads to some of the best paid jobs in the world. You make big bucks. Did you know if you're a computer person, you can make lots and lots of money? Show me pause, please. Remember, when you show me pause, you stop talking. Okay, thank you. Did you know in the year 2023, which is only a few years away, in the year 2023, there's going to be 1 million jobs that want computer people. And we're only going to have 600,000 people who can do those jobs. So what we're trying to do is get you guys ready for the future. This is why we study computers. Career readiness, critical thinking skills, problem solving. We saw Nico have a problem and he was working through how to solve it. Hang on one second. Okay. And it teaches you how to be resilient and persistent. Just because you made a mistake doesn't mean you give up. It means you go back and try it again. So, next week, an hour of code. That means for 1 hour, 125 of you are going to be coding. And you're going to do these puzzles, right, that are set up and have that? Yes, we're going to be doing an hour of coding. And because of that, because our wonderful Mrs. Foster recognized what we were doing and signed us up, we won a big prize that we're going to talk about. Okay, I want you to watch this video.
This week, I'm proud to join the students, teachers, businesses, and nonprofit organizations taking first steps to support computer science and
I wouldn't know code. It's easy to do. I got it. They've been so excited about it.
They don't even have to be a computer science engineer. Maybe they want to do something else. But in our world, this is going to be the basis for everything that we do.
when you're building a program, you have to think outside of the box.
If you can change technology, you can change the world.
I challenge girls in every single country to learn 1 hour of code.
Every district should do, every district can do it.
Please help us get the hour of code to every school, every classroom, to every child.
And my school's still bringing.
All right, show me your paws again. We want you guys to be part of the 200 million students who are going to be coding next week. And these guys are our top coders in our building, and we're going to let Mrs. Foster talk now.
I'll tell you who the real top coder is in this building. He's not here today. A 4th grader named Dominic. He can code better than I can. And yesterday he wanted me to help him with a game he was creating. Well, let's try. When we have a picture of me up there, I'm very nervous. That's why I brought these kids up here with me. When Miss Eichmann asked me to teach coding this year, pause up. Okay, eyes up here on me, right here, right here. When she asked me to teach coding, I thought, there is no way kindergartners can do coding. They can't even click a mouse and drag. Some of them didn't even know what those words meant. So I started doing the coding with them, and they managed okay, but then I went to a training. And you guys want to hear this story? It's really cool. There was this really, really cool guy who did this research called Hole in the Wall. And he went to this big brick wall that separated a really rich part of town from a really poor part of town. And he made a hole in the wall and put a computer in there. And the kids had never seen a computer. And they learned how to work on the computer even though they had never seen one before. But the people that were looking at his research, they didn't like it. They said, it doesn't matter. So he made his own wall and he took it to a village where they had no TVs, they didn't have teachers, they didn't have school, and they didn't have anything there. And he put this pretend wall with a computer in there, and the kids not only learned how to run the computer, they learned how to speak English from each other because they had learned it on the computer. So Mrs. Foster had to change her mind that kids can learn at any age and anywhere. They didn't even know the language and they were able to learn things. So that was really impressive. But this is even more impressive. These kids up here, can we stand in a row? Addison, come over here. This is Addison. And this is Cameron. Cody's gonna go right here. And this is Nico, and this is Amelia. Can you guys clap for them? They're going to tell you what they learned in coding. Addison, what grade are you in? And what did you learn about debugging?
It means fix a problem.
To fix a problem. When would you debug something?
When you get it wrong.
When you get it wrong, you have to go back and do it again. Good job, Addison. Cameron, what grade are you in?
First,
And what do you know about the big word called algorithm?
list of steps to follow to finish the task.
Oh, and is it kind of hard to do that sometimes?
A little bit.
A little bit. But did we learn that we do algorithms every day? Like, do we do an algorithm in the morning?
Yes.
What do you do first in the morning?
Wake up,
And then you get out of,
bed,
and then you might brush your
teeth,
How about get on a,
bus,
and go to where?
school.
That's a morning algorithm. Good job. And this is Cody. What grade are you in? Second grade. And your word is sequence. Oh my goodness. step by step in order. Is it a little bit like an algorithm? Yeah, it is, but it's important to do in order. Like we learned to plant a seed, you have to plant the seed first and then do what to it? Water it and then put it in what? Sunshine. Good job. Cody, good job. All right, go to Nico. We're going to follow the course. Nico, what was your word?
Is to try again and again even when something is hard.
To try again and again, even when something is hard. Were you being persistent on the computer over there? He was. Look, these pictures up there. Pretty cool. Good job, Nico. And Amelia. Okay, gotta get out of that light. What grade are you in? Yeah, you're in.
Third.
And what word did you learn?
Loop.
And what does looping mean?
To do something again and again.
Again and again. Awesome. Is that a lot like an algorithm?
Yes.
Is it a lot like sequencing?
Yes.
Do you have to be persistent?
Yes.
Good job. Tell everybody how we learned looping. What did we do in class?
We
We did the Macarena. If you did the Macarena with me, raise your hand. Do you guys remember what we did first? And then second? Third? Fourth? And then what did we do? Where did we go? I'm all mixed up. These kids have worked very, very hard to learn all these really big words and to use this stuff in all of their other classes like math and reading and science. Okay, so we're doing Hour of Code next week, 125 students. And because of that, we got to register for a big prize, and it was for $10,000. And show 5. Pass up. Pass up. Eyes up here. So because we won this really awesome prize out of a whole bunch of schools and kids, we're the only school in Minnesota that won this. And Miss Blanchard is going to introduce somebody really special to help us.
To show you how important and big this is the Mayor Fine Day of Cass Lake. And he's here to give you guys and all of you a very special prize. I want you to listen closely because I'm going to say something and then we're going to thank Mrs. Foster, but we're going to use this money. We can use it to buy more hardware for the computer lab, and we can use it to maybe take a field trip. And I know Mrs. Eichmann and I have been looking at things like IBM. Mrs. Eichmann thought we should take these guys to Google. And Mrs. Chandler's going, you won't let me go out of state. Why are you letting me? Anyway, this is all due to 2 people's hard work to set this up. Mrs. Eichmann's idea was to do this computer class. Mrs. Foster signed us up for Hour of Code and did everything we need. So let's say a big thank you to these 2 ladies. kids kind of